poor starving Googie munchings and crunchings. Nice apple.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at some of the most annoying, disliked, or unnecessary players in Disney's movie vault.
You know, if you Martians had parents, you wouldn't have to kidnap moms to program your nanny bots.
Number 10. Tito, Oliver and Company. You know those small dogs that look cute from a distance but won't stop yapping and wind up getting on your nerves? Tito is the wild card of Fagin's gang in this 1988 film.
Hey, Frankie, ¿qué pasó, man? You're getting slow, man.
A wisecracking, confrontational pipsqueak, his mouth tends to run faster than he does. While he's loyal to the gang and has plenty of entertaining moments, this dog is definitely better in small doses.
I can't get this woman off me. Oh, man, I gotta get away from that chick.
There's only so much of his aggressive, argumentative, crass energy that people can take before it gets irritating. It doesn't help that the character can lean into some negative stereotypes in some viewers' eyes.
Hey, stop hassling me, man. I only got one more wire, okay?
Number 9. Ray, the Princess and the Frog. While on their journey through the bayou, Tiana and Naveen meet a Cajun firefly named Ray. While he might not be the brightest bug in the swamp, he helps our heroes out of a few tight pinches throughout the adventure.
Well, look at here. Ooh, girl, I guess you and your boyfriend got a little carried away. Am I right?
However, Ray doesn't add much to the story. He could have been taken out of the narrative entirely and little would have changed, except we wouldn't have had to stomach as many stale jokes. We won't deny that we get misty-eyed over his love ballad to Evangeline and his tragic demise.
Look how she lights up the sky. My belle Evangeline.
However, these moments feel a bit forced in a film with a lot of supporting characters. We just don't have the time or the patience to really care about Ray.
There she is, the sweetest firefly in all creation.
Number 8. King Agnar, Frozen. Father doesn't always know best.
Elsa, what have you done? This is getting out of hand.
If you don't believe us, just look at Elsa and Anna's dad, King Agnar. When Elsa was young and had trouble controlling her ice powers, Agnar taught Elsa to hide them, forcing her to bottle up an important part of herself.
The gloves will help. See? Conceal it.
Don't feel it.
Don't let it show.
Worst of all, he allowed the sisters to be isolated from each other and the outside world. While he clearly loved his 2 daughters and only wanted to protect them, his actions left them emotionally vulnerable and alone.
Elsa, please, I know you're in there. People are asking where you've been.
While his death was tragic, it's frustrating to think about how much heartache could have been avoided if he hadn't made these decisions. Number 7. Evelyn Deor, Incredibles 2. The sinister screenslaver is a mysterious, intimidating villain who hypnotizes unwitting citizens. However, the character is just a pawn for the real mastermind of the scheme, Evelyn Deor.
So you're the screenslaver.
Yes and no. Let's say I created the character and pre-recorded the messages.
She blames superheroes for the death of her parents and vows to have them outlawed for good. But this twist just feels like a watered-down version of Syndrome's scheme from the first Incredibles movie.
You, sir, truly are Mr. Incredible. You know, I was right to idolize you. I always knew you were tough.
But even without comparing her to Syndrome, Evelyn is just too generic a villain. The big reveal doesn't have the impact, leaving us with a villain we don't care enough about to love to hate or hate to love.
Why would you count on me? Because I built you a bike?
Number 6. Victor, Hugo, and Laverne, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This 1996 film is arguably one of Disney's darkest animated offerings, but many regard it as a masterpiece.
You stand upon the brink of the abyss, yet even now it is not too late.
However, there's one glaring element that holds it back: the gargoyles. This trio of sentient statues act as Quasimodo's guardians and confidants, but are mostly used as the film's comic relief.
Man, I thought he'd never leave. I'll be spitting feathers for a week.
The problem is that their comedy clashes horribly with the rest of the movie's tone. Should we really be singing a punny number about how great a guy Quasimodo is when Paris is burning down?
A guy like you. She's never known, kid. A guy like you, a girl does not meet every day.
While it's comforting to know that Quasimodo had someone looking out for him, it feels jarring. If they were in any other Disney flick, we probably wouldn't be so harsh on them. Number 5, Zenie Dinosaur. This movie was definitely more of an experiment in digital effects than a timeless Disney classic. Many have forgotten Dinosaur entirely, but it certainly didn't help that it had Zenie, one of history's most tiresome comic relief sidekicks.
What you need is a little help from the love monkey.
Zenie is part of the lemur family that adopts Aladar as a hatchling. While the rest of the family contributes to the plot in some way, Zenie seems like he has no business being there.
Zenie, what are you doing?
I believe he left a wake-up call for the dawn of time.
As an audience, we just get to experience his grown-worthy zingers and attempts at being a ladies' man. Wisecracking sidekicks are a gamble when it comes to Disney, but it's safe to say that Zenie got the short end of the stick.
Girls, I'm known as the Professor of Love. And school's in session. Yeah, I still got it.
Number 4, Ben, Treasure Planet. For the most part, this sci-fi adaptation of Treasure Island is an underrated spectacle of animation and storytelling. However, there's one element that stands out in the worst way: the character Ben.
My name is... Ben!
This zany navigator robot was left behind on Treasure Planet for 3 years without his memory circuit. He plays a small role, but once you meet him, you'll be thankful that's all he got.
Oh, pirates! Don't get me started on pirates! I don't like them!
Ben constantly screams his line combined with his obnoxious personality is all but guaranteed to give us a migraine. Compared to the rest of the crew, Ben feels very generic. He's more a distraction from the heart of the story than a meaningful part of it.
I'm sorry, my memory isn't what it used to be. I lost my mind. I've lost my mind.
Number 3, Maggie, Home on the Range. This one was tough because barely any of this movie's characters are appealing. We could probably put the whole cast on the list.
Get off my case, little cocktail wieners.
But Maggie is the character we see the most in Home on the Range. Her background as a former show cow forced to retire on a dairy farm is as interesting as her story gets.
I'm sort of between homes right now. I lost my old place thanks to the meanest bunch of cattle rustlers in the West.
Other than that, Maggie's character arc is a basic fish-out-of-water story wrapped in crass, annoying jokes. She'd be better suited as a sidekick than the main character, but the fact that she's the leading lady means we're stuck with her cow pie of a performance.
Wait a minute. I got something stuck in my ear. This one's for me.
Number 2, Milo, Mars Needs Moms. With a boring story and uncanny character models, this film was a bit of a motion capture disaster. But what if it added an unlikable main protagonist? You're in luck, because Milo is that and then some.
I have to do everything around here.
He's a smug, argumentative little punk who bickers with his mother when he doesn't get his way. Worst of all, he feeds his cat broccoli and angrily says he'd be happier without a mother.
Oh, my life would be so much better if I didn't have a mom at all.
We know kids can be tough, and Milo has to learn his lesson by the end of the movie, but his nasty attitude makes him hard to relate to. We can't even bother to cheer for him when he goes to rescue his mom.
I love you, Milo.
I know that.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Buck Cluck, Chicken Little. This infamous 2005 film has its share of unlikable characters, but Buck is surely among the worst.
Just please try not to get your hopes too high.
As our titular hero's father, you might think with the town treating Chicken Little like a pariah, his own dad would be in his corner, right? Wrong.
Remember how I told you it would be better for you just to lay low, don't call attention to yourself, right?
Yes, but...
Buck is publicly ashamed of his own son and does nothing to encourage him. He shows no concern for Chicken Little unless it affects his own image.
That's all right, it's fine. You don't have to explain anything.
While he later redeems himself and learns to be there for his son, it definitely feels too little, too late. Who would you count as the worst character in the Magic Kingdom? Let us know in the comments down below.
I guess, this is goodbye, huh? I'm sorry that I'm so dysfunctional.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.